Berberine is a compound found in several plants including goldenseal, barberry, Oregon grape, and tree turmeric. It has a 3,000-year-long history of use in traditional Chinese and Indian medicine, and in today's world, it's been studied for its uses in diabetes, inflammation, high cholesterol, PCOS, obesity, and weight loss, which is what we're looking at today. We'll be going over what berberine is, how much of it you need, how does berberine work for weight loss, some things you might consider, and most importantly, make sure to stay tuned to the end, as I'll also be going over when would you be able to see weight loss results. All of this will be covered, so you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned to the end. Now, there are so many different studies that look at berberine for its uses in heart disease, PCOS, high cholesterol, inflammation, and high blood sugar in diabetes, which is the second major reason why berberine is taken today, as it's been seen as a blood sugar lowering supplement, often compared with metformin. Today's video only looks at the studies we have in weight loss. If you want to see how it was used in other conditions, let me know in the comments below. Berberine is considered an alkaloid that's extracted from a variety of plants that includes berberis, hence the name berberine. You can extract it from Berberis vulgaris, which is known as the barberry, Mahonia aquifolium, which is the Oregon grape, Xanthorrhiza simplicissima, which is the yellow root, a root that's native to the east coast of the US, and Berberis aristata, which is the tree turmeric or Indian barberry that's native to the Himalayas, and is also the extract that we find in Thorne's Berberine 500. Now, this isn't a sponsored video at all, and I'm not paid to promote or say any of this. The reason why I look to Thorne supplements is literally because they're the only supplement manufacturer to collaborate with the Mayo Clinic on wellness research and content. And their manufacturing facility is annually certified by GMP and certified by the NSF International yearly. So they get a lot of third-party testing to make sure that when you buy something like berberine, you're actually getting berberine and not some other toxic chemicals included in it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go with Thorne's version, but make sure that when you do purchase berberine, it does have a third-party testing to make sure the quality is there. And if you're looking for picking this one up, I left the link down in the description below, so check that out when you can. Those are just my 2 cents. Now let's take a look at how it works. Berberine works in a number of different ways depending on what cell you're looking at in the body once after you ingest it. After taking some berberine, it gets taken in by the body and transported into the bloodstream. Then it travels into the body's cells. One of the main things it does when it meets the cell, it greets it by saying hello. Then it directly increases AMPK. And AMPK is literally known as the cell's metabolic master switch. It's a central energy control switch that basically regulates how energy is produced and how energy gets spent in the body. So it's a big deal. Once berberine plays around with this switch, it basically shuttles in glucose into the muscle cell to help balance high blood sugar. It can then mimic insulin by increasing the ability of the body to take up glucose, and it's currently studied in how it can delay the breakdown of carbs into simple sugars in the body, which would be a huge breakthrough if we can get somehow more research on that and more funding to investigate that even further. Now, the big question here is, what about for weight loss? How would it shrink my waistline and get rid of my belly? It comes down to 2 major things it does. It decreases leptin and increases what is known as adiponectin. And we know that individuals who are overweight or obese have higher circulating leptin in their body and lower adiponectin. So we need to turn the tides the other way. And without getting too technical and throwing a bunch of jargon out there, leptin is the hunger hormone in the body released from fat cells that is responsible for giving you an appetite. So the more leptin you have in the body, the higher the chances of being overweight and obese become, because too much leptin would mean it takes longer for it to cool off, causing you to eat more and requiring more food to feel full. Adiponectin is also released by fat cells and is responsible for regulating your sugar levels so they don't get out of whack. And studies show that high adiponectin levels correlate with lower risk of type 2 diabetes because your sugars get more balanced. Berberine has been shown time and time again to reduce leptin so you can feel full faster and longer, and increase the mRNA expression of adiponectin, which will enhance insulin sensitivity so your body can use sugar more effectively when it needs to. There's also ongoing research on how berberine may have the ability to change the bacteria in the gut, which could help treat both obesity and diabetes at the same time, but more research is needed on that. Some things to consider first are the dose, side effects, and who can and can't take it. As far as the dose and how to take it, 1 500 milligram capsule before a meal with a glass of water, 2 to 3 times daily seems to be the standard directions for berberine. And the Thorne Berberine 500 meets that criteria and makes it easy to follow that regimen. Now, as far as the side effects go, you have to keep in mind that berberine is generally well tolerated at the recommended dose that I mentioned. In the clinical studies at 500 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day, the side effects were generally mild, but did include nausea, diarrhea, and constipation. And I don't recommend increasing the dose more than what was in the studied amounts because more research is needed on higher doses and what will be the side effects at those levels. And as far as who may it not be good for, definitely avoid it if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. It's not recommended for children either, and if you're on metformin currently or on other medications that lower your sugars, taking berberine with them can lower your sugars even lower, which is why I always recommend talking with your doctor to see if it's even right for you in the first place. Especially because it also inhibits CYP2D6 and CYP3A4 enzymes, which are involved in the metabolism of a lot of prescription medicines. So always make sure to talk to your doctor or pharmacist if berberine is right for you first. Now, since you made it this far, and by now you're probably thinking, when would I even begin to see the results? How long is this going to take, and if it's going to even work? Well, it takes about 12 weeks. And this is based on 2 studies that look at how berberine led to weight loss, which I'll link the studies below so you can take a read at it. It takes about 12 weeks. And there was a 12-week study in obese individuals that when they took 500 milligrams 3 times per day, it caused about 5 pounds of weight loss on average. And the participants also lost 3.6% of their body fat too, which I thought was interesting. Now, let me remind you how much 5 pounds is to anyone thinking that's nothing. Now, of course, you won't achieve your weight loss goals by only taking berberine. You need to also make lifestyle changes as well. This means opting for healthier foods, getting a few more steps in a day, eating fewer calories than what you normally do. The goal really is to tap into those fat stores and to prevent the continued fat gain. Click the red subscribe button down below and let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'm curious to read some of your comments, and like the video if you did learn something, and share it with someone you think would benefit from the video as well. Thanks for sticking tuned all the way till the end of the video, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.